So now, am I audible? I hope.
Yes, yes, clear.
Okay, good morning, everyone. So
Good
good
morning.
morning, all the participants of today's webinar. So due to some of the technical issues, we could not start our session on time, but still we are now starting. So people are joining. I hope our resource person, he has also joined here. So if he is audible, please tell me.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
So again, good morning to all the participants. So now we are formally starting this session. So I welcome all the participants to this webinar. So this webinar, which is organized jointly by two colleges, one from KBR College, Urang, and another college, Masbat College in Masbat. So the two colleges are jointly organizing this webinar. So in this webinar, I welcome all the participants from India and also from abroad. So this is indeed a matter of great pride for us that although we arrange this webinar in the national level, but it is a matter of quite pride for me that several participants from outside India have also participated here. From many countries outside the world are here. So I welcome all of them. So our registration almost crossed 1,500 participation. So it is indeed a matter of pride for us. So now I, on behalf of my college, KBR College, so I welcome all of you. And now I request Mr. Jayanto Kalita to welcome you all on behalf of Masbat College. So now over to Jayanto Kalita. He will welcome you all to this webinar.
Thank you, Inkunath sir. Good morning, one and all present in the today's webinar. On behalf of the Masbat College fraternity, I welcome you all to this webinar and request you once again, Mr. Inkunath, to carry forward the remaining part.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Jayanto Kalita. So today, all the participants are quite familiar that our topic, which we are going to discuss today. So in this seminar, in this online seminar, we are going to discuss on the topic. It is about the new opportunities which are rising out during the days of COVID pandemic. So it is about those opportunities that we should welcome them and how we should utilize them. So with that purpose, we are now arranging this webinar. So emergence of new opportunities in education system after COVID-19 pandemic. So all of you are quite familiar about this pandemic. So what impact it has left in our life. So by considering on some situations, some matters related with this pandemic, so we are arranging this seminar to discuss on whether this pandemic it may have some positive impact in our life. So everyone is condemning the pandemic. So everyone is affected badly. So the student community all are affected badly. So in a way, lots of sufferings are there. We are bound to stay inside our home. Students community are bound to stay in the home. So in this situation, all are suffering, but still we hope that there is something positive in it, or it may begin a new positive, give some positive ideas. And with that purpose, we are going to organize this seminar. So on this topic, we will have our resource person who is a distinguished professor from Ghaziabad, and who is also involved with several educational activities in India and also in abroad. He is involved with some research work or scientific activities in America also. So he will forward his valuable speech to us during this session. So in a way, in this webinar, we are going to discuss on those new opportunities which are coming forward to us during the days of COVID pandemic. So in this webinar now, I want to request the principals of our colleges. So they will give a welcome speech to all the participants of this webinar. So now I request Mr. Joyanto Kalita to forward the principal sir, Dr. Pradeep Kumar Sharma sir, to ask him for a speech.
Thank you, Inkunath sir. Respected resource persons and participants joined across joins from across the globe. And before inviting our principal sirs, I would like to announce the name of our organizing committee, and I request all the members of the organizing committee to introduce themselves when I announce their name. Dr. Pradeep Kumar Sharma, Principal, Masbat College. Mr. Tajem Ali Sir, Principal, KBR College. Mrs. Kaberi Talukdar, SOD, Department of Assamese from Masbat College. Mr. Gopal Dahal, Assistant Professor of History from Masbat College. And Mrs. Swapna Pal Nath from KBR College. And Dr. Sinon Narzari from KBR College. Mr. Orunab Setia from Dibrugarh University, Mr. Palajuti Nath from the Kiajuli, and Mr. Inku Nath as a convener from KBR College, and myself as a convener from Masbat College. And now I request Dr. P.K. Sharma sir, Pradeep Kumar Sharma sir, Principal Masbat College. On behalf of the both colleges, I request you to welcome the participants and the guests and the resource person also. And I also welcome you to inaugurate the session. Please, sir.
Okay, thank you, Jonto. Good morning to Dr. Upadesh Burma, our resource person, visiting scientist, PPPL, New Jersey, USA. Good morning to Mohammad Tajem Ali, Principal, KBR College, Convener, Mr. Inkunat, and Mr. Jayanta Kolita, Convener Webinar, Head of the Department, Masbat College. And good morning to all. Today's webinar topic is emergence of new opportunity in education system after COVID-19 pandemic. So friends, one of the worst hit by the COVID-19 pandemic has been the education sector. The closure of schools, colleges, and universities around the world has affected over 87% of all the world students. According to a UNESCO report, classes have been suspended and exams at different levels postponed. Class 10 and 12 exams of various boards and important entrance exams like the IIT joint entrance have been displaced in India. Different boards have already cancelled the annual exams from classes 1 to 8. And some also did that for classes 9 to 11 as well. Any sense that is so disputed is also likely to bring with it some new opportunity that will transform the higher education system worldwide, and especially in a country like India, which is planning to bring about a planned reform in this sector. Some of the key areas of opportunity are the following. rise and blended learning. Universities and colleges will shift to a model of blended learning where both face-to-face delivery along with an online model will become a boom. This will require all teachers to become more technology savvy and go through some training to bring themselves to the level that would be required. Learning management systems to be the new room. A great opportunity will open up for those companies that have been developing and strength gathering learning management system for use by universities and colleges. This has the potential to grow at a very fast pace, but will have to be prices uh, appropriately for use by all institutions. Learning management system to be the new room. A great opportunity will open up for those companies that have been developing and standardizing learning management system for use by university and colleges. This has the potential to grow at a very fast pace, but will have to be a priceless opportunity. Rise in collaborative work. The teaching companies to a large extent has been very insulated and more so in country like India, there is a new opportunity where collaborative teaching and learning can take on new forms and can even be monetized. Finally, it is expected that there will be a massive rise in teleconferencing opportunities, which can also have a negative impact on the travel. A large number of academic meetings, seminars, and conferences will move online, and there is a possibility that some new form of an online conferencing platform will emerge as a business model. So I, on behalf of the organizing authority, welcome all of you from the core of my heart. Thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Pradip Kumar Sharma, sir, from principal from Masbat College, for your valuable speech and insightful. It was insightful and really informative. Thank you once again, sir. Now I request Mr. Inku Nath, sir, to carry forward the remaining part of the agenda.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Jayanta Kalita, and also thanks to Dr. Pradeep Kumar Sharma sir, so who has already given a welcome speech to our program. So already he has mentioned several important issues related with the topic of today. So about these new opportunities, he has already given a clue about which our distinguished speaker, resource person, he will analyze the matter in details. So I offer my thanks to Dr. Pradeep Kumar Sharma sir. And in this situation, I want to mention another thing is that another principal sir, Mohammad Tazem Ali sir, principal from KBR College, he was to give a welcome speech to the participants of this webinar, but due to some technical issues, we are not able to connect with him properly, and so we are not able to forward his speech here. But still, on behalf of principal of KBR College, so I offer a great welcome to all of you. Now, according to our agenda, now it is the time to discuss about the main agenda of main topic of today's webinar. So already I have mentioned about the topic. You are almost familiar with it. So on this topic, we are going to discuss today, and the situation that has made us or that has led us to such a discussion is almost familiar to you, and I hope this topic is quite relevant today. Why? Because the people around the world all are suffering badly. So how we are suffering, it is unprecedented. In our lifetime, we never witnessed such a situation to stay inside our home for long days. So we as a common being are suffering, but ultimate impact it is falling upon the student community, because they are the future generation of us. So if they are suffering, if they have to suffer in this way, and if there is no end of it, so what will happen to us? And we even cannot leave them in such a situation. We cannot allow them to stay at home forever. So of course, in most of the places or many of the students, they are now accepting, or they are making themselves familiar with the virtual learning method. But it is quite obvious that all the students are not able to access to these facilities because of certain reason, which is quite known to us. So what positive and negative sides are here? And in our or in front of us, the negative situations are more strong or stronger than the positive side. So no one is able to guess about the positive impact of this pandemic. So pandemic may never leave a positive impact. It is quite obvious. But our effort is to draw out if there is any positive positive thing in there, or is there any positive matter there. So it is to draw out, and with that purpose we are organizing this seminar today. So a particular matter I want to mention. So how a new situation is arising before us. So, as for example, the webinar today we are holding today. So this webinar is an example of online or virtual activity. So people from around the world are able to now connect with one another. So we are gathering here, we are organizing the seminar. So from our home, the participants are taking part here. So at least we are benefited in some way. So in this way, the students community, they are also in a position to make themselves in contact with several new things. So the distance is nowadays reducing because of the use of the online platforms. So earlier the students community, they had to move to several distant places for higher education or for extra education, for the professional courses. So nowadays they are able to receive such information. They are able to receive such education from their home. So lots of facilities are there before them. Of course, it is a matter to worry that hundreds out of 100 students are not able to access this facility. So we express our sadness for them because of economic problem, because of problem of network or other issues. Several students are not able to access to this, but still we cannot ignore what is before us. So as we do not have other options, so what the options are before us, so we should welcome them. And with that purpose, how to utilize, how to get the benefit from them, how to and how to deal with the world of IT sector, or how to use e-content in our education. So with such purposes, we are arranging this webinar of today. So as a convener or as a member of organizing committee, I mentioned about the particular objective of our today's webinar. So in this webinar, we have invited a speaker, a resource person, who will give the ultimate speech. So whatever I am telling, or whatever Mr. Jayanta Kalita, the another convener, we are just giving a hint to you. And now the matter, it will be discussed by our resource person, Dr. Udesh Verma sir. So before asking him to give his speech, I want to just give an information or some of the information about his career, the person whom we are inviting today. So the resource person of today's webinar is Dr. Updesh Barma, who is presently a distinguished professor of physics in Mannavar Kasiram Government Degree College in Ghaziabad. So Dr. Updesh Barma sir, he did his PhD from IIT Delhi, and he is now involved in various other activities related to IIT, activities related to the educational field in private sector and also in the government sector. So in the recent time, Dr. Updesh Barma sir, he has taken the responsibility of organizing so many webinars. So in the recent time, I personally participated in many webinars organized by him, or where he was the speaker there. So in a way, he is involved in the intellectual field. So this is his first identity. He is the distinguished professor of physics in Mannavar Kasiram Government Degree College in Ghaziabad. So another identity about him is that he is a registered representative of ISTEM. So ISTEM, it means Indian Science, Technology and Engineering Facilities MAP. So it is a government organization which runs under Prime Minister's office. So Prime Minister of India's office, it runs the organization ISTEM. So here Dr. Updesh Barma, he is a registered representative. So another important information about Dr. Updesh Barma sir is that he is a member of BRICS YSF. So BRICS, BRICKS. So most of you are familiar with BRICS. So it is a forum of the scientists. So this group, it contributes to the field of research development works. So here, as a young scientist, Dr. Barma sir, he is involved here for long days. So he is a member of BRICS YSF, that means Young Scientist Forum. So another information about Dr. Updesh Barma sir is that he is the chief coordinator of NEEB, NEEB. So NEEB is a popular organization in today's field, which is organizing so many webinars during these days. So NEEV, it is its full form is National Educational Enrichment in Villages. So this organization or this group, it is involved with so many educational activities in the village areas. So in the rural areas where children are deprived of proper education, where people are deprived of well education, so this group is doing their best for the poor children, especially in the villages where so many schemes of the government never reach there. So this is another identity of Dr. Updesh Barma sir. So I want to mention another information about Dr. Barma sir is that he was a past Senate member of IIT Delhi. So when he was in IIT Delhi, he was a Senate member, and now he is the Joint Secretary of IIT Delhi Alumni Association. So he is also a Roman postdoctorate fellow, and the ultimate identity of Dr. Updesh Barma sir is that he is a visiting scientist in Princeton University in the Department of Plasma Physics Laboratory. The name of the laboratory is Princeton Plasma Physics Laboratory, PPPL. So it is in Princeton University, which is in America. So he is a visiting scientist of this university. So we have invited Dr. Updesh Barma sir. So whatever I know about him, I have just mentioned. So without my knowledge, there may be some other identities or other activities performed by him. So we are not familiar about it, but still whatever I know, I have mentioned about him. So I hope Dr. Updesh Barma sir, he will deliver his speech, and he will give us a better information about the particular matter on which we are going to discuss today. So, emergence of new opportunities in the education system. So this is the topic of today's webinar. So Dr. Barma sir, now he will deliver his speech. So I request Dr. Updesh Barma sir to address to the participants of today's webinar with his speech. So over to Dr. Updesh Barma sir, please.
Thank you, Inkuji, for such a wonderful introduction. I am just a normal human being. I just wish to work for the people, just trying to do it. So whatever the things I do, I expect that all the people can do it by their own. So thank you very much. First of all, so I would like to thank the organizers who invited me to talk on this issue of emergence of new opportunities in education system after COVID-19 pandemic. So I would like to thank Mr. Mohammad Tazim Ali ji, Principal ABR College, and Dr. Pradeep Sharma ji, Principal Masbat College, and Mr. Rinku Nath ji, who has invited me in this webinar as a speaker and convener of the webinar, and also Mr. Jayanta Kalita ji, convener of the webinar. So, and also all the participants who are participating from India as well as abroad. And also, I would like to say one thing that I like the Northeast very much because in September last year, in 2019, I was there for 20 days. So I visited Assam, Arunachal Pradesh, and as well as Meghalaya. So I like Northeast very much. So it is my pleasure that today I am going to speak in front of the people who are mostly from the Northeast as well as all over the India as well as abroad. So as everybody, so I would like to share my screen. Is it visible to all?
Yes, visible,
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. So as Mr. Rinkuji has already introduced me, like I am Dr. Updesh Sharma. I did my PhD from IIT Delhi and presently teaching physics at Ghaziabad, and I am associated with various activities. And my college is under government of Uttar Pradesh, so I am employee of Uttar Pradesh government. And as Inkuji told all of you that I am associated with the organization NEEV, that is National Education and Impacted Villages, which is working for the poor villages, tribal areas, slum areas to provide the education for kids who do not get the proper education. So basically, by education you can do anything. Like the so education is the key to success. So that's why we are all are associated with the education and anything else. So I want to this. So the present topic and the outline of the topic are like that. Everybody knows about the COVID-19 pandemic, which has hit very badly and impacted all over the world very badly. So how it is have effect on the society, education, we will discuss slightly about that. Everybody knows about that, but we will be pointing out some of the issues related to the education system, and then what are the new normals which are going to be after COVID-19 pandemic, and opportunities. What are the main opportunities, good opportunities this pandemic has created for us, and we have to follow or opt these opportunities. Some of the digital platforms, LMS, virtual tools, we will discuss on that, and also the resources. because everything is going to be digitalized after this COVID-19 pandemic. So we have to have the resources. We have to know the resources. What are the resources which are good for us? So, there is a report of UDI's report on school education. We have 1.4 million schools, 2.01 million children enrolled in government schools from standard 1 to 8, and additional 3.8 million children enrolled in standard 9 to 10. And approximately 29% of Indian population are children, and 19.29% is in the age group of 6 to 14, which are comes in into the right to education area. Also, we know that there are like many universities, more than 1,000 universities, and more than 50,000 colleges in the higher education, colleges and institute in higher education. So we have fairly good number of institute, even but the population is 1.4 billion. So we have to increase the system, and these system are mostly affected by the this COVID pandemic. So we will discuss like what effects uh, this pandemic has done to the society. So first of all, like it has interrupted the school learning, because like from before 20th of March, our colleges has been closed, and we don't know at that time about the severity of this pandemic. Like we were just like thinking, okay, it was happening in some other countries, and we don't be affected by this pandemic. But when the lockdown occurs on 5th of March, and everything was closed, every educational institute, everything was closed. So we realized that like no, this is not a like normal thing, but it is a pandemic, and we have to take care and precautions for that. So from this, so mostly every in the world, mostly colleges, schools, primary level schools, everything is closed. So there was like lot of interruption in providing the school learning. Also, like because you know that in the primary education system in India, people send their kids to the school because they can get the proper nutritious meals over there. So this is also a very good step by the government, but due to the interruption of learning, closure of schools, the kids are not getting the poor nutrition. Also, they are at the high risk. Also, there is a lot of things happened when the migrant workers who are working in Maharashtra, who are working in Delhi or the Tamil Nadu or different parts of the countries for earning their livelihood. They migrated back to their home area in villages. So they are roughly 14 to 15 lakhs or maybe more than that migrant workers who were migrated from different parts of the India to their respective villages or homes. So that is also like a very have impacted the life of these migrant workers, because the kids who are reading at the school level at the cities, but now they have turned into returned to the villages. So they have to see like where they have to enroll for their kids. Also, by this pandemic, like everybody knows, there are a lot of field work, practical work going on. But now there is no field work, like no construction, no projects, nothing is happening due to this pandemic. And also like medical engineering, and these things are need more practical knowledge. So in medical we have to dissect the things, we have to uh, make more practical knowledge operations. Then only if a person can become a doctor or engineer. So there are a lot of things happens, like people are sitting at the home and they are not having any facility to do this practical works. So that is also a problem. Also, there is a problem of early childhood education, because the kids who are of the age of 3 to 4 years or maybe 5 years, according to government guidelines, they have to go to the schools. But due to the closure schools, no admission take place and nothing is going on. So the childhood education is from the starting, this is very much suffering, and parents are have to take care of them. The educated parent can take care of their kid, but the person who are not very much educated, so there is a problem with them. Also, like confusion and stress for teachers, burden on e-content, and there is a preparation method, because nobody knows how we can develop the e-content, and everything is now going to be online. So there is lot of unexpected things which and obligations which pressurize the teachers as well as parents as well as kids. Parents are unprepared for distance and home schooling. So when school closed, parents are often asked to facilitate the learning of the children at home and can struggle to perform this task. This is especially true for parents with limited education and resources. There are also challenges like creating, maintaining, and improving distance learning. How we can go for this distance learning, because previously distance learning was supposed to be not good. Like only those people who cannot enroll in the permanent manner, they will opt this distance learning. But now everyone has to do this because of this pandemic situation. Also, there is a gap in child care. In the absence of alternative options, working parents often leave children alone when school closed, and this can lead to risky behaviors, including increased influence of peers, pressure, and substances. There is also a high economic cost, like working parents are more likely to miss work when schools are closed in order to take care of their kids, their child. So this results in wages loss and tend to negatively impact the productivity of them. Also, like unintended strains on healthcare system, there is a lot of things like that. Increased pressure on school and school system that remains open. So, like lot of things, lot of negative impacts happen to the society and all the things. So we have to actually very much take care of these things. There is also problem like the normal kids uh, can do online learning, but what about the blind and the deaf people who cannot even listen, who cannot even see what will be going on to the TV or the mobile or anything? So there is a much problem, and they are impacted a lot, blind and deaf people. These are the challenges and measures validating the learning. Like there are like particular time calendar time of assessment, nobody high test examination that determine admission or advancement to new education levels, and institutions are thrown into disarray when a school closes. So we have to adopt some strategies like what we have to do, how we can reopen the schools and like that. Also, there are like increased exposure to violation and exploitation. Like when the schools has closed, so everyone is at the home. So there are like lot of complaints registered. Like there is a data like eight times eightfold complaints are exposed on the like registered complaint are there. Previously, like it was, if it is for like 10, then now it is 80 complaints registered for these violences and exploitation of these kids, and as well as people remaining at the home. Also, like social isolation is very bad thing. Like everybody is at home, so nobody is meeting with others when they go to colleges or though they go to schools. They generally have friends, they meet with them, they share their personal feelings, like okay, what are the conditions. Recently, you have seen the things like if very good actor Sushant Singh has also expired, and because he has some sufferings and he cannot tell these things to the other friends and all the things. If it was not the pandemic condition, then he may be saved his life. But this is a very crucial thing, like social isolation is going on, and we don't know like how much it will be affected to the all the things, but it's a bad thing. Also, challenges measuring and validating learning. Like we have to have a lot of challenges in how we can validate the learning. Like previously, we have to take the lecture. When we have to take the lecture, we have to just read the books, 2 3 books we read, and then we prepare the lectures, and based on that we went to the class, and then we do lecturing method. But now everything is changed, so we have to validate like how, what are the new ways by which we can do the learning process. Also, in this pandemic, data security is very much issue because everyone is online, everybody is on their mobile phones and laptops, and they are downloading lot of softwares, lot of applications. So, because nowadays everything is data based. So, also India has banned the 59 Chinese app. This is due to the data security. So we have to be actually take care of this data security as well as cyber security. A lot of frauds have been occurred, like there is a theft from the bank's account, and you have to take care like while when you open your bank account, no apps should be open at your mobile or maybe at your tablet or at your desktop or laptop. So there is a issues on cyber securities. There are issues like many Chinese and Pakistani or maybe any other hackers can hike the data, and they can cause harms to our security. So cyber security is very much affected by is a big issue. Also, there is a digital divide. Like many of the household people does not have the proper internet connectivity, and even they do not have mobiles who are smart, so that they can see the video lectures and all the things. And so will be a digital divide, like many people who are on the village areas, and they don't have the proper internet connection. So those who have proper internet connections at the city level or at the metro cities, they are enjoying their life in education or maybe other things of this because they have the access of this internet and all the things. But we have to also think about those people who do not have this options, who do not have the options of mobile phone. Even signals are not very much available, so we cannot think about the internet. Even the signals are not there. So there is a digital divide. Like those who have options, they can have the access of education, but the government have to think about those who do not have these options. Few students will go back to school when school will reopen, because like my daughter is also 7 years old, and she is studying in Indra Vidyalaya. So everything is closed. She is working. There is a school work comes on the WhatsApp or some other platform. So we make her write their work like reading, writing, all the things from the home. But uh, there is a fear, like still the virus is there in the society and in the environment. So like how we can let these kids to the school when there is no proper arrangement. So we have to think about like when there is this will reopen, what precautions, what measures we have to take in for the safety for these kids as well as for parents and teachers and administration. Also, like a student, many students like in higher education went to outside the town for their studying. Like in IITs, many are from the every part of the India as well as from the world. So there is a problem like how these students will go back to these institutes for their study. So there is a a bad thing. They are mostly affected by that. Also, like overseas studies, like many there is a tradition in India, like many people who are well off, they want to send their kids to the foreign countries to get the higher education because the many platform in higher education are very much good, like Princeton, Oxford, Cambridge, Leeds University. There are like lot of MIT, Caltech. There are lot of good institutes in abroad. So everybody who are more familiar with the education thing, they want to send their kids at their these institutions for their better future. But nowadays, due to this pandemic, everything is closed. So people who are living outside India, they are coming back to India, and this is also a bad thing for the institution, but that may be the opportunity for us. Like we can create a lot of courses here only in India, and we can facilitate these students who are coming from abroad, so that they can stay in India and can study there only. There are like social distancing, but no sports. Like uh, every school, every college, every higher education institution, there are sports activities. When the kids went to their respective institutions, there are a lot of activities, and these are very much good for the health as well as mental and as well as physical health. But nowadays, due to this pandemic, everything is closed. So there is no sports, no tournaments, nothing is there. Only people are playing on their devices. So that is not a maybe the good thing. So sports, or we don't know like when these sports activity will be resumed. So it is firstly affected things. So as I know, like nothing is permanent, and this pandemic also be not a permanent thing, and it will definitely go away from this world. And so, but this has created a lot of opportunities to us. So we have to think like what other opportunities, because there is always positive as well as negative side of everything. So we have to take care. We have to learn from the negative things, and but we have to take care of the positive opportunities. Like okay, what are the positive things? What are the areas on which we have to work? So there is a lot of things like revival of old Indian culture. Like many people are staying at home and they are reading novels, the historical books, the geographical things. They are watching documentaries on their things. Like I belongs to Meerut, and Meerut is a very famous place. Like first independence war started from here. So we have seen while being at home, we have read all the things like what things are famous in Meerut, what are the important things. Because actually when we are at the job, so we don't get enough time to learn all these things. But this is a good and positive time in which we can invest this time to learning new things, to learning our heritage, to learning our culture. Also, like you can see these by this fix, there is a thing like Namaste, which is our old Indian culture, now is spreading all over the universe. Nobody is shaking hands. Nobody is having कहते हैं कि गले लगना, but everything due to this physical distancing. Here I want to emphasize that we don't have to maintain the social distancing, but we have to maintain the physical distancing. So, this you can see the pic of Prime Minister Modi when he in his speeches say like, okay, Namaste is our tradition, and now it's going throughout the world. Like you can see here is a Prime Minister of UK and Australia, also this American President Prince Charles. So all are taking physical distancing and greeting by this our old culture, the Namaste. Also, here I want to emphasize that because everybody at home and they have some social discontinuity. So to hold the to be happy, to be healthy, we have to have some physical activities, and yoga is very important in these physical activities while which you can perform at home. And I want to emphasize that Patanjali and especially Baba Ramdev has taken lot of efforts to regain the legacy of yoga, and due to them and also our respected Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi ji, yoga attains the height of all the world. Like now, International Yoga Day is celebrated throughout the world on 21st of June, and we have also an international webinar on International Yoga Day. So it's like this pandemic has given us this opportunity to learn the new things like yoga, Surya Namaskar hai. There are Dhanush, Shavasana. There are a lot of asanas which we can do daily in the morning as well as we can do in the evening. So it will be good for immunity build up as well as for the physical and mental happiness. Like Ayurveda is, you can see, sorry, Ayurveda is an ancient science of healing, and many people like who are these normal professions, they say like, okay, they are not much aware of the Ayurveda, but especially thanks for all the our ancient traditional things, they have brought us the home made things to us, like they are the very much important for the immunity build up as well as for the health in this pandemic areas, like you know, like in foreign countries now there is a thing called the golden milk. There is a lot of people are asking for the golden milk. So what is this golden milk? Golden milk is nothing but what is this? Is the turmeric powder mixed with the milk. So this is golden milk, and we generally take these type of things whenever we feel some feverish or some uh, won't happen. Then our mothers and the ancestors will give us milk with this turmeric. So this is our tradition, but nowadays we are reviving our tradition. This you can see there is a mulati, and maybe there are some different names at different parts of the India, but like there is a ginger hai, garlic hai, tulsi, giloy. Giloy is very good for this fever kind of things to lower the temperature. So there are like lot of things. If you have some like cough, you can take the long with with the honey and all the things. And this Ayurveda is mainly basically depends on the three things: Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. So ether, air, fire, water, and earth. Like these are the elements by which the Ayurveda treat the patients. One more very much interesting thing you can see nowadays, like a lot of interesting serials. Which when I was I was like little kid, 10, 10 to 12 years old. There was Ramayana, Mahabharat. There was these serials which shows our Indian ancient culture and the traditions. But this is not possible this time at the normal conditions, like people can see this Ramayana and the Mahabharata. But because of due to this pandemic situation, now DD channel and all new other channels are repeated telecasting these things, Ramayana and Mahabharata. So even kids who are of young age, like my daughter, she is of 7 years old, and she is very much interested in seeing Ramayana and Sri Krishna. So these are the things, and these are not only the one language; they are on different languages repeated telecast. So these are the important things. Also, people are learning the history, like from the Chandragupta Maurya repeated telecast. So they are the positive things which this COVID has given to us to learn from our culture and heritage. Also, everybody was thinking that there should be industry as well as academia partnership, but nobody was actually doing that things. But due to this pandemic COVID, everyone has to go for this applied work. Like many people are creating many things at their universities also, like many ITs are doing research on new things. So industry academia interaction should is a new opportunity for these days. What industry needed? These needed market aligned courses. So we have to develop these courses, develop skilled manpower, solution for concerns, operational approaches, and what academia can provide. This need, like we have to, what we need the project fundings, infrastructure, equal partnership, placements, feasible goals. So by joining hands with the industry as well as with the academic things, we can create the new history, and which is the new opportunity in front of all of us. This is like self to make the self-reliant India by academic and industry partnership. Also, we are going local to vocal, as our Prime Minister has already told us. So you can see, like when I can cite the example of Delhi. That is like most polluted city in India, and uh, uh, at the time of Diwali, when there is a firecrackers, and there is a lot of things when farmer harvest their crops. So the situation of Delhi was very worst at that time. So people are having the masks which are coming from the China, imported from the China as well as foreign countries. So nobody was thinking to make these masks even in India. But after this pandemic, everybody is doing things like they know how to make masks at their home. They can make masks to protect themselves. They can make the PP kits. Like PP kits, you can. There is a recent data like 3 to 4 lakh PP kits are making by Indian industries. But whereas in past years, you cannot see any PP kit made by Indian industries. Also, there is a Kavach mask, which is a very first, very low cost and very much effective mask made by the IT Delhi professor, which is all, who is my friend from my hostel. And it has 98% protection, and even if like N95 is 95% protected, it is 98% protected. So it's very low cost. So these are the things which is coming nowadays. Like everybody is doing these things, and like you can see the sanitizer. At the past time, sanitizing hands is for the elite classes. Okay, nobody know wish to have the sanitizer with them. But nowadays, due to this pandemic, everybody has to sanitize themselves before. Also, it is our Indian culture. Like before going to have meal, we have to sanitize our hands either by not by this sanitizer but by the soap or anything else. So also like our Prime Minister, respected Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji has told in his speeches before this pandemic COVID, when he took charges of, as an Indian Prime Minister, he started Swachhata Abhiyan and also many things. But people are not taking much care of that. But now, due to this pandemic, even small village people are taking care of this swachhata as well as hygiene. So this gives us a lot of positive things to have hygiene as well as for the good health. Also, you have seen in health sector, if you were sometimes seriously ill and went to the hospital, so you will if you need some ventilator kind of things, then it will be a nightmare for that, because very few ventilators are available in hospitals. And before this pandemic, only maybe on in thousand of ventilators or maybe few thousand of ventilators are available in India. But now it is due to this pandemic, they have given us a chance like this. On this screen, you can see this is the Pran Vayu ventilator made by the IT Delhi, IT Roorkee students and faculties, and it is not very much costly. It's for few thousands. So these are the things by which have we have to take these as opportunities, and we are taking it actually. Also, also like this Prime IT Delhi, IT Hyderabad, lot of IITs, ISC Bangalore, even small institutions are working hard to make the PP kits, the mask, the sanitizing things. Also, like I am working in the plasma physics, so there are a lot of research is going on how to sanitize the things through the plasma things, plasma processes, and also plasma is very helpful for the for increasing the shelf life of the seed or the food, processed food. So these are the new things which are coming up, and we are taking it as opportunity, and this become happen only due to this COVID pandemic. Also, like there are things, few more opportunities in front of us, and we can say these are the new normals in front of us. Like nobody was interested. Everybody was interested, but no employer would like to let us work from home, because teachers, if they are at home, so they are supposed that they are not working, so they have to go to the college to take the lectures. But even for the teachers, like work from home is there, like we are taking classes from home, so it was not possible before this COVID pandemic. But after this pandemic, work from home culture is very good. Like when I was in United States for my postdoc at Princeton University, there was one of my friend who got a job at the Indian friend who got a job at Princeton Plasma Physics Laboratory, and uh, but he somehow wished to leave that job. So because his wife shifted to somewhere else in the United States, but at that time the administration told him like, okay, do not leave this job, work from home, from your home. So this term I got from that time. Okay, there is a culture of work from home in foreign countries, but in India we cannot think about this work from home culture. But this is a new normal nowadays. It's a very new normal, new thing. It's also like we have less time, we have to get less resources, less travel. Environment is very much good, less fuel consumption. Also, like you can see there is a news on the TV channels, and you can see Himalayas from 250 kilometers, and this happens because of this pandemic. Now people knows, like, if we want to protect our environment, if we want to protect ourselves, then we have to take care of our environment also. So these are the new insights which comes which are coming only due to this pandemic. Also, like there are many financial models with minimum manpower, cost, and resources. To organize this webinar, it was in the college, so you have to have lot of people to organize this webinar. But now Mr. Inku ji and Kalita ji and maybe few other their team members are involved in this webinar, and they are alone are organizing this. So this is like a good thing. Like it reduces the manpower as well as the cost. For a seminar, it was maybe 2 or 3 lakhs, but here it was like maybe for this platform cost, nothing else, or also the internet cost. So it's a good thing. Nowadays also I came to know, like many financial models are introduced, like many chartered accountants and painters and all the musicians are taking classes from their home, and they are charging like 50 rupees per hour. So these are the new financial models which are coming due to this pandemic thing. Also, I have said that yoga, Ayurveda, personal hygiene are the new normal. And also, uh, you can see in our schools, because we have 1.4 billion of population, and to cater this population, the number of schools and higher education institutes are not sufficient. So in a single small school, you can see lot of students, but the infrastructure as well as the teachers are not up to that much according to UGC or the school curriculum things. But now, because of this physical distancing, we have to open our schools like in 2 or 3 shifts. So this is the good thing. So less students and teachers can be accommodated in small classroom. So that will be a good opportunity for all of us. Physical distancing and not the social distancing. Like I have already told you, like we have to maintain the physical distancing, not the social distancing, because social we are the human beings, and human being is always a social. So we cannot uh, reduce this thing. So we have to maintain the physical distancing, and while maintaining having a social thing. Teaching versus learning will need figuring out. So like we have to figuring out like what the new ways of teaching and learning. And once there is a famous quote by Oscar Wilde once said, education is an admirable thing, but it is well to remember from time to time that nothing that is worth learning can be taught. So going forward, the role of teacher will get redefined. The nations of a teacher or a educator as a knowledge holder who imparts wisdom to people is no longer fit for the purpose of the future. So we have to like redefine themselves. This may mean that the role of teacher will need to move toward facilitating young people's development as contributing. So there are the lot of things. Teaching will go to tech. Like everybody is now going to e-learning. They are finding the ways how they can take the classes, how they can build up their own educational content, how they can build their video lectures, how they can edit, so there are like lot of things we have to take care. So these are the new opportunities in front of us, which this pandemic has given to us. technology in education from institute to eminence, of eminence to the village level. Like there are government of India's announced institute of eminence like IITs, ICs, and there are few more institutes who are institute of eminence because they are having good infrastructure, they are having good quality of teachers and all the things. So the research, the technology, the pedagogy of learning, these must go to the village level from these institutes. So this is the new normal which we have to adopt, which the government has to take care. Also, there is a one board thing like tablet, laptop, and one mouse per child. There are many these type of things going on in different parts of the world. Like in Chile, there is a things going on. Like every kid has to have one laptop as well as one mouse. But in India, we have to adopt this thing also. Like in village, like I'm also working in village and slum areas. So there are no tablets, there are no laptops. Only maybe if it is a population of 5,000 people, so only maybe 10 people have the laptop or tablet. So the government has to think about these things. Like they have to provide the laptops or maybe the tablet, the Akash tablet, which the government of India has given in previous days. So they have to have some maybe 10,000 crore rupees or 15,000 crore rupees fund to give every student at least a smart, maybe a small tablet like Akash, so that they can have the access of education. There should not be the digital divide. They can feel themselves as the part of education, because without internet, without tablet, you cannot think about the online learning. So we have to take care of that. This is a good opportunity for even for the companies who can make the less cost laptop or the tablets, so that government can give to every kid at the time of admission. Also, when our kids go to school, there is a thing like they have to have a bag of roughly like 7 to 8 kgs, and everybody was very much concerned about that. But nowadays, because of this online teaching and all the things, this becomes the reality. This is an opportunity with us for our kids. Like they are now have the lighter bags with us. Also, there is a phobia. There is a term called FOBA, fear of being alone. So this is a very bad thing happened during this pandemic. But we have to take it as positive. Like we have to make such alternatives so that nobody have FOBA. Distance learning course may not be inferior. Like I have already said, like previously, like this IGNU courses and all the courses which we take online seems to be very much inferior. Like if a person is not getting admission in the regular colleges or the things, then that person supposed to be getting distance learning degree. But nowadays it's a new normal. Like every person is going to have a certification, distance learning certification. Like I have also done a online course from the Coursera site, and it's a good one. So we have to consider it, and this is a new opportunity in front of all of us. And also like blended blended learning and personalized education. So there will be hello Kalita ji, Intudi, are you getting my voice?
Yes, we are able to listen to your voice.
Okay, okay.
A bit of slow, but we are able to hear you.
Okay, okay, thank you, thank you. So there will be going forward a great opportunity to develop new forms of blended education that will be in much demand nowadays. Pre-crisis, like before this pandemic, there was already a growing demand for more flexible and blended forms of lifelong learning beyond initial education in order to address the needs to upskill and reskill for the digital economy. Mature adult learners in the future will be more and more interested in micro credentials, which allow them to acquire specific knowledge and skills. The demand will be for more work-relevant courses or learning paths and learning experience that prepare students for artificial intelligence, augmented reality, virtual reality, machine learning, blockchain, big data, clouds, data analytics, voice deployment, and many more. So we will see the significant trust toward experimental learning tools. All with this online things, we will have less travel, less likely socializing, greater work from home. There will be more time to such learning intelligences. So these are the very much good opportunities to reskilling, upskilling with gain momentum, and artificial intelligence. Like it's a new thing in most for most of the people. But what is artificial intelligence? Like a it's a training of machine. Like if you train the computer to work according to your commands, then it's called the artificial intelligence. So nowadays you can see there are a lot of work going on these cars which are manless cars, or maybe you can say the aerial vehicles which are not having any uh, person in that. So these are due to this artificial intelligence only. Also, we can have the cloud computing facilities. Like you do not have to have much computational power at your institute or at your home. You can also, like this platform Zoom, there is a two options. Like you can record the live recording at your computer or maybe on the cloud. So cloud means a virtual storing space which is available for you to storage purpose. So these are the new things which are becoming more and more popular after this pandemic. Examination and grading will undergo a change. Chatbots will provide personalized help and guidance. Like chatbots are very important. There is a talk. I was talking with one of my friend who is having a university, owner of university, and they are saying like we have employed chatbots to our for our students and teachers. And what is chatbot? Chatbot is a platform, chatting platform, in which when you submit your query, it will automatically answer your queries. So it will be a good thing for it may be a new normal for all of us. Also, like executive education, you have to take go. When I was in United States, there was some of the IS who came from India to the abroad to have public policy and this is you can take this certification online while being at home. So it's a or for less cost. So it's a very good thing for all of us. Also, like this, as I have told you, the augmented reality and virtual reality will make visualization, annotation, and storytelling and better. So, what is augmented reality? It's a powerful visualization tool. It allows one to bring an object or concept into the reality that is otherwise imagined, inaccessible, or difficult to grasp, and can even help to make the invisible visible. Like all 185 first year medical students and from some universities are using hollowness and follow autonomy. Like I have told you in the past, like there is a big impact on the medical field, but due to this new normal of new opportunity of augmented reality, we can visualize all the body structure into the digital form, and the doctors can take the dissections from their at from while being at the home by this augmented and virtual reality things. You can make the 3D plots. You can make all the things. Like London's National Theatre is using augmented reality to help make its performances more accessible for people who are deaf and hard of hearing. The National Gallery of Prague is using haptic virtual touch feedback to help people who are blind and visually impaired experience artwork with touching masterpiece by Neuro Digital. Wearing a pair of haptic gloves, users are able to see 3D visual sculptures like David throws a series of touch vibrations to fingertip, palms, and hands, but touching only by palms, feet, anything. So you can feel the actual things by this augmented reality. Also, like nowadays, due to this pandemic, many people have, many companies have made the robots which are deployed on the hospitals to treat the COVID patients. So it's robotics is also a very good area. It's a very good opportunity for all of us. Also, UGC has declared like in 2020 there should be some new norms like learning outcome curriculum framework LOCF, course learning outcome CLO, program learning outcome. Like these are the new realities which every teacher has to adopt. So now these are the things which are on the new opportunities, and I will take a few minutes also to make you understand what are the, I think some people has annotated and painting something on the slides. Okay, it's okay. So learning management, there are new norms which everybody has to know. Like when they are going to take the online classes, they have to have learning management systems. So what are the learning management systems? Learning management system include users, courses, classes, session, virtual classes, survey and plots, reports analytics, integration, knowledge sharing, mentorship, social and gamification. So the platform which include all these things, this is called the learning management system. So these are the few of the learning management platforms which are like used to manage courses, manage attendances, quiz, exams, work from home culture, can connect anywhere to anyone, compare performances, results, records, grades. So these are all the things which can be done by this learning management platforms. So few examples are Google's Zoom platforms. These can also be learning management platform. Facebook, YouTube. YouTube is a very good platform. You can learn, you can think anything. Like if you can you want to have like when I was in United States, I do not want know how to cook the cholas, chana. So I take the video from the YouTube and can cook the things, or even you can cook the pizza and all the things. So it's a very good platform of learning. Virtual classrooms and Google Classrooms, MS Teams, Kahoot, WebEx. These are the all learning management systems. I think in Fuji, can you stop the annotations so that people have like put it on the slide? I
Sir,
don't know.
annotation can be stopped by the user who is sharing the screen only. you can check the view option, and there you can find the option to stop
So
the
please,
uncertain.
so I request the person who has done that, please stop this so that we can proceed, or maybe I can stop it here if you are getting bored.
Sir, in view option, you can find the option.
Okay, so I will take a few more slides because I want to make you know you people about these things because these are the new things which everybody should know. It's a simplified learning things, accessibility, time saving, integrated learning, cost effective things, and these are the few platforms which are used by whole world like GoToMeet, Future, these LMS platforms, and what are open sources? Open sources are the sources which is managed by the people itself. Like there is a community of people who want to give back to the society, and they don't want that a one company can hold all the techniques and they can do the manipulations of it. So many people come forward and they have made and contributing these open sources platforms. So there are some pros and cons about that. Like there are good things of this open source platform. Like they are they are of free cost, unlimited users are there, customization, you can customize the things by according to yourself, community support, you can have a lot of community supports, but there are some cons of also that, like there are no user friendly because these open sources are not for the beginners, and no technical support because these are the made by the community of people. So you will get the delayed response from that. Also, like technical, more expertise should be there. So they are like Moodle, Canvas, Sakai, D2L, B, Blackboard. These are the important platform for Moodles. Also, okay, I will skip some of the slides. Okay, this is an important LMS software, and it's running from quite several time. It's called the Moodle. So you can you can install Moodle from the, it's open sourceware. You can install it from your device, even on your laptop or at your mobile smartphone. It's a free software. Also, there are two options. Like you can go it as a cloud or on your device. So if you go to the cloud, there is a limitation of 45 days. So after 45 days, all the data will be erased. But if you download it from the website and put it on your system, then it will be lifelong management system. So it will take care of your grades, it will take care of your collaborations, it will take care of your quizzes, exams, and all the things. These are the important things which comes after this pandemic, like Google Classroom. So it's a important thing, and everybody is using this free software, Google Classroom, for this learning management system. You can Google, you can have access of it from by logging into your email ID, and then you can go to your there are many options in the Google section. There are Google Slides, Google Docs. So one section is Google Classroom. So you can also download it on your laptop or maybe on your mobile. You can create login on that, and you can create classes. You can submit assignments. You can have quizzes. You can have grades and lot of things. You can collaborate. Like I am the only one teacher who is taking the courses, but we wish Inku Nathji from the Assam to take these courses with us, so I can manage the collaboration through this Google Classroom. So it is a very important thing. Also, it can automatically share your grades to the student. You don't have to worry about that. So there are a lot of things. There are new learning management systems which you have to take care of that. Like there's easy classes, Microsoft Teams, Neo, SMS. These are the some free online tools like OneDrive, Dropbox, Google Drive. They are storage free storage platform for Skype, Zoom, GeoMeet, Google Hangouts, video conferencing, and all the things like online. There is a new normal of online awareness programs. Like we are taking classes of artificial intelligence from online, in which people from remote areas can teach us. Also, we will like this program is having online platform of Zoom, and by virtual things we are able to connect even throughout the world. Like Inkuji has said that people from the different parts of the world has also connected to it. So it was not possible without these platforms. So these are the important things. Even our honorable HRD minister has introduce the new things by these virtual platforms. We have organized several workshops and online awareness programs from this. So these are the new norms. These are the virtual classes meet which are developed by the Indian counterparts like Namaste. And few days back, there is the launch of GeoMeet, which is similar to the Zoom, and it has good things than the Zoom. Like Zoom has 20 to 40 minutes if you do not have paid to Zoom, and you can get only 20 or 40 minutes meetings. But in GeoMeet, there is a facility that you can have 24-hour uninterrupted meeting. You can share your slide. You can also there is a one more important thing in GeoMeet, which is a Make in India product. So after even if nobody wants to use Zoom or anything else, then they can use GeoMate. There is a one thing like if you have your college IDs, and you want to have only your college students to be on the platform. Nobody should enter from the outside. So there is a restriction in this platform. Like you can do that. So only your college student will be there in this GeoMeet, which is not available in the Zoom platform. Also, there are some apps like Zoom, Hangouts, Skype, Google Duos, WebEx Meet. These are also the good platforms which we have to learn. Also, like to learn about this platform, we need to have separate workshops for that, and it's a good virtual platforms to learn. Okay, now everything is online and everything is ICT. So we have to take care of these all the things. So there are some online resources which I want to share you at the last, and which is made by Government of India. So there are platform called Shagun Online Junction. So Shagun is made up of two words. Shala means school, and Gunvatta means quality. So this is providing the facility for the kids from class 1 to the higher educations to have the digitally e-books, to have all the digital things at one platform. Also, like it's providing three things: NROER, National Repository of Open Education Resources, and another one is Diksha platform, and the ePathshala platform. So ePathshala platform, through this web portal, students from class 1st to 12 will be able to access no less than 1186 audios, more than 2000 videos, 696 ebooks, and more than 500 flip books are available on this platform. Also, Diksha platform is available for both teachers as well as for students, in which more you can there is a unique things in that. Like if one of the unique app that requires students and teachers to scan the QR code which is printed on the book in order to access the prescribed learning material. So you can scan the QR code and can access that ebook. With more than 80,000 ebooks solely created to train and enhance the learning of class 12 students. There is a platform called SWAM. Maybe everybody on this platform, and this is interactive platform for the students of class 9 to 12. SWAM facilities study material at one destination. Student can access study material in the form of video lectures, reading materials, self-assessment tests, online discussions and doubts, etc. There is a one good opportunity which we all have by this government of India, that is called Swayam Prabha. So it's a collection of 32 DTH channels which are running from 24 into 7 hours. So it is made by NPTEL, ITs, UGCs, IGNOU, NCRTs. A lot of people are collaborated to make these lectures online by these channels. Students from class 1st to 12th, UT and PT level participant can get the access of these channels from these things. Also, this important thing, National Repository of Open Educational Resources, NROER. Approximately 16,000 registered users are there. Now it's a little bit old data, so maybe we have crossed maybe more than that. And e-learning resources is and ROER is one of the excellent initiatives launched by the government of India. Student visiting an ROER platform will get an exposure to e-libraries, e-books, e-courses, chance to participate in events online and theme-based education. Students can access website both in English and Hindi. So these are the initiatives by our government of India. These are the monograms of these online resources of NROER, e-Pathshala. Even many of the kids from the Kendriya Vidyalaya is studying from the e-Pathshala platform and Swayam Prabha DTS channel. They are making learning from that. Also, for science students, this is a very much important part who are taking the courses online, but do not have the facility for the training sessions. So for these people can also have these training sessions by these virtual laboratories. They can do the experiments while being at home by just login and creating the accounts on these virtual platforms. So what is virtual? What virtual means, like there is a simulation kind of thing. So everything is simulated in by the softwares. So if you want to have a practical of laser, so laser will be simulated there. If you want to have some practical of like chemistry, so some H2SO4, some water, and everything is simulated as a digital platform over there. So there are like 700 plus virtual experiments are designed and performed for aspirants to study online. There are some virtual labs which you can access, the science student can access, like virtual astronomy, astrophysics laboratory. This is made by IIT Kanpur, molecular interaction laboratory by IIT Hyderabad, virtual English and communication lab by IIT Guwahati, which is in the northeast part. Virtual Anthropology Lab is also by IIT Guwahati. Virtual Heat and Thermodynamic Lab by Amrita Vishwavidyalaya. Virtual Modern Physics Lab also by Amrita Vishwavidyalaya. Laser Optics Virtual Lab, and many more virtual laboratories are there. So you can access it online while being at home. These are the best initiatives in India, like National Digital Laboratory. These are the links. So if people needs, I can also forward it to all at your Telegram or maybe the WhatsApp group. So SWAM Online, National Knowledge, NPTEL, Fossil, NCRT textbooks. So these are the important website which everybody has to know. UGPG, MOOC courses, massive online open courses, which are the new norms, and no everybody can access it so online. Even For the higher education teachers, like refresher and orientation courses are also, you can get registered at Move platform and you can have these courses and have the certification from them. E-Pathshala, Swayam Prabha, e-Shod is very good for the researchers having lot of thesis and lot of research work there. Oxford Open, Cambridge University Press, Science Direct project, A Data, Springer journals, then lot of things are there which can you access open online. There are some open access journals for the researchers. Open access journals means like the journals which you do not have to pay to get the PDF files or get the research papers from there. So they are like Taylor and Francis, Elsewhere, Wiley, Springers, Jester, Kanger, Oxford Academic Press, and BMC, MBI. These are the lot of important websites and directories. So you can get these open access journals from there. Uh, um, these are the websites from which you can get the online certification while being at home. Like I have done it from Coursera website, and also I have done one course from the Professor Padamshri, Professor H.C. Verma ji, who is a teacher of IIT Kanpur and famous teacher. So I got a course online learning from there. Like also like Udacity, Udemy, Khan Academy, Skillshare, Harvard University, TEDx platform. So NPTEL, these are the very good platform. Allison, digital marketing, open learning sources, and these are the useful sites like Khan Academy, Academic Creds, Coursera, edX, Open to Study, academic journals, Code Academy, and YouTube Education. So these are the important things which, while you being at home, you can invest your time by searching these things, by taking online courses, by making your time management, by learning new resources. From when the lockdown becomes, I was not known about these things. Like no, I was not aware of the Google Classroom. I was not aware of the this WebEx, Zoom, Google Meet platform. I was not aware of the Canva and learning management system. But this pandemic had made us aware that okay, we have to work and hard and we have to learn these things. So I learned these things only in this past few months during this pandemic. Also, like everybody is very much aware about this COVID pandemic, and they need the plasma resources to treat their known patients. So these are some of the websites which are very much important, so that you can log on this platform and find the donors online from there. So, in summary, we can say that there is a rise in blended learning, like from chalkboard culture to online culture, and we have to take care of that. Learning management system to be a new norm. So it's a new norm. Like we have to adopt all these things, and we have to improve the learning materials. Like we have to edit our videos, quality videos, and we there is a rise in collaborative work. Like I can collaborate with Inku Naji from Assam. I can collaborate with my peers at the University of Princeton, or maybe from Oxford or Scotland. So there is a rise in collaborative platform for that. So at last, as I have told you, like there is a no, not a social distancing, but there should be physical distancing. So to make socially active and give back to the society, we are working with NEEV. This is the National Education Management in Villages, which is work on rural areas, slum areas, and tribal areas to enrich the uh, poor kids who do not have proper education system with education. So this is a social initiative an educational initiative run by some of the IT alumni. Now, many people have already joined, so it's a great initiative, and you can also join, and you can email me, or maybe to the go to the website or Facebook page, so that you can see what work these uh, uh, organization is doing. Even during this pandemic, we have reached more than 2,500 families to give them food and proper sanitation, like we distributed masks. We are making online awareness programs, online webinars to make and spread the awareness. So all of the work we have to do to make our society aware, and to make us happy physically as well as because when if you are being at home and you are do not have any work, so you will feel very unhappy, and a lot of destructive things will come into your mind. So be socially active person, and you can do it while being at home only, so you do not have to reach out or maybe go out. So these are the things, and so let's like follow social distancing, stay healthy, feed the needy. So at last, this whole pandemic has made all the world a Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, which is the Indian ancient value. Like every people is a part of a home. So this pandemic has make it true, which is now we can all realize, like from being at home at this Ghaziabad Meerut, I am talking to you in far Assam area, and many people from the different part of the world is taking part in this online webinar awareness programs. So these are the things. So thank you very much so for attentively listening all the things. So, and all, if anybody wishes to have any questions or wish to know the online management system platforms and all the things, so we can have further more workshop, because it's very easy platforms to know, but there is slightly you have to work for that. So thank you very much. Thank you, Dr. Jayanti Kalita. Thank you, Dr. Inguji, and thank you, Principal Sahab, for both colleges of Masbat and Kalaburi College. Thank you very much.
So thank you, Dr. Utesh Verma sir, for your valuable speech. So we have learned so many things from your speech. So it was quite practical, also quite easy for everyone to follow whatever you have said to us. So lots of matter we have learned from you. So we shall analyze the matter, but an important declaration is that about the feedback form. So most of the participants have requested for feedback form. So the announcement is that, so this feedback actually it is suitable just after completion of the program. Only the proper feedback it will come to us. So will give us feedback. So am I audible?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, sir. So I think it will when everyone will fill up the feedback form after the completion. So we shall leave the feedback form to the chat. And now, if the participants they want to put some questions to Dr. Udesh Verma sir, so they can put their question in the chat box option, because as a part of discipline we cannot open the mic of every participant. So it will create a great chaos for us. So we are in a position to mute the other participants. So we ask pardon for it. So we request all the participants to put their questions in the chat box. So we take a question and forward those questions to our resource person. So he will try to answer. So already while the session it was continuing, so I catch some questions on the initiative taken by the government. So the government are doing proper initiatives. So what can happen to the students of those areas where there are not the facilities of internet, or what can happen to the students who are suffering from mental stress. So the students who are suffering from mental stress because of this pandemic, so what initiatives should be taken? So all these matters. So these were the matters that were dealt with. That was actually these were the questions put by the participants. So we shall try to discuss on this matter. So now I request Jayanta Kulita sir to address the participants regarding some important matters regarding feedback or question from participants, etc. So Jayanta Kulita sir, are you able to listen to my voice?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So on behalf of the participants, so we are requesting Dr. Udesh Verma sir to interact with us in matter of some questions. So I request the participants to put their questions in the chat box in a fresh manner. So Mr. Jonathan Kulita sir, so do you have anything to mention here regarding feedback or other matters?
No, you have already mentioned. Okay, sir.
Okay, so I got three questions. So first question was on the government initiative from the government regarding the matters about the students who are not able to afford electronic devices like laptops, mobile phones, tablets, etc. So what should be done in that matter? So that was a very common question. And answer is quite known to us. Yet resource person, so if he feels it necessary, so he will give reply. Then another question we could catch, it was about the mental stress of the students of the village areas. So already in perhaps we had a topic on mental stress in another webinar we already discussed. But today, as this question is raised by someone, so we shall discuss on this matter. So in a way, overall in his speech, Dr. Udesh sir, so he has mentioned several valuable things about our education system, about some Indian customs, about yoga matter, about the practice of yoga nowadays. So how by staying inside the home, how people are adapted to practice yoga. So we are doing exercises. So all these matters he discussed here. So he also discussed on the slippery system. He also discussed on the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan mission. So then he discussed about the system of education, about the forms of class, and how electronic form of classes or learning of classes it is going on. Then he discussed on e-books, e-libraries, e-learning. Then another important information he has given to us about OER, Open Education Resource Platforms. So he has given information on several educational platforms. So learning management platforms, then about Google platforms, Google Classroom. So these are the matters that he discussed today. So he also stressed on the issue of Made in India. Then he also mentioned about how the education system is quite redefined today because of the pandemic. So it is, I think it is useless to repeat the matter because all are familiar what is happening today. So how the pandemic has left impact upon us. So it is quite useless because everyone of us are suffering and we are quite practical to that matter. So sir has discussed on information and technology to the students, to the teachers, to the faculties. So we the teachers are nowadays familiar with so many things about which we were quite unknown a few days ago. It may be that I beg pardon, maybe some of the participants may be familiar with those things from earlier times. Most of the participants who are in an educational institute as teacher, as professor, as research fellow, so they are to some extent, I think, not aware of so many electronic mode of learning, etc. So from today's discussion, we have learned all these things. So I offer my gratefulness to Dr. Desbarma sir for his valuable speech where he mentioned so many matters to us. So I once again request the participants to put their questions to in the chat box so that we can discuss the matter with Dr. Desbarma sir. So once again, I request the participants not just to wait for the feedback form, but put questions if they have any such questions. Or otherwise, we are going to the concluding of this webinar. So in this concluding, we have to discuss about the questions from participants. So okay, till now, I'm not able to catch the questions. I request Janto Kalita sir if he is able to catch any specific question to discuss with the resource person, Dr. Desbarma sir. So Janto Kalita, are you able to listen to me?
Yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir. I have not seen any questions.
So I think there are some mix of questions like how poor can have the reach of this education, and some people tell like okay, how they can go for online education when they are not very much prepared. So I want to make you know that many of actually government as well as many of the NGOs like us, that like NEEV and all the others are taking care of this, and just like we are working on the village as well as some tribal areas. So these we are having a talk with the education ministry, like if they can have a collaboration of both NGOs and social initiatives and government, so they can come together and can define the new things, so that they can while at the time of admission the government can donate the laptops, or the not the laptop, maybe the Akash tablet to every student, so that they can have the at least the smart things, and they can have a small maybe like in some areas, or maybe some village area, they can have a small 3 4 on every 3 4 home they can have some internet connectivity, so that they can the people like 3 or 4 students can come together and they can learn by this internet and the tablet while being at home. So there are some these are type of things are going on. This is a public-private partnership and the NGO partnership. They should work. So we all have to work together. We cannot leave it to the only to the governments. So we also have to work for that.
Okay, sir. Another question is put forward by our participants, how the academician they will make assessment on themselves. So about self-assessment of the faculties or the teachers.
Oh, so
Okay,
that is
sir.
very simple. Like everybody is asking for the feedback on this webinar. So feedback, like Google feedback form, is very much common nowadays. And if you have are teaching the things to your students, then just send a feedback from them, and it will come to you, and you will see like, okay, you are teaching good way or not. Or also there is a one more technique, like you can, while you can record your video, and after recording your video and before sharing to the student, just see yourself while editing. So you will see like what are the gaps in your lecturing and what can be modified them. So maybe some more things will be there. So these are the some few things which I usually do. Thank you.
Okay, another important matter is mentioned about the revival of Indian culture. So this revival of Indian culture, that means Namaste culture, Namaste yoga practice. So all these matters, already you have discussed about these matters. So how far these practices may continue even after COVID-19 is over? So after the pandemic is over, so whether these practices may continue or not. So this kind of a question it is forwarded.
Actually, it depends on everything is depend on own self. If you want to follow this, you can follow this. Like, because if anybody will restrict you to follow the something, then restriction are not the good thing. So it comes from the inside only. So if the things come from the inside, then only you will follow. So like this pandemic has told us, like, we have to wash hands, we have to sanitize hand. So now everybody is doing, because nobody is because everybody is telling, like, these are the only measures by which you can make yourself safe. So if you want to save, if you want yourself, to your environment, to your family members, then you have to follow these things.
Okay, sir, thank you. So another question it was put forward by Mr. Prathana Bora. I got the question. So it was about how we shall prepare our children for online education, because they were familiar with the conventional system till now. So suddenly we are in a position to move the student to another way. So online education system. So how we can move them? So is there any specific way? So it is a question put forward.
Okay, so generally in the starting also what we have done, now everybody's knowing about WhatsApp things. So if a person having a smartphone, then in higher education, I think every student except few have a smartphone. So if they have a smartphone, they have this WhatsApp thing in common, because of for chatting and all the things. So what we have done, uh, we have, like, just starting when we start our classroom classes on Google Classroom and all the things. So we send the things first on the WhatsApp, so that people can make realize, okay, these are the things and these are the contents which you can think. And also, like, it's a responsibility of a teacher, like how simple he or she can project the things, because they are a little bit not common things, but the teacher's responsibility to is make the more complicated things to the simpler. So it's our responsibility to project the things to our students in a simplified way, like how we can use the Google Classroom. So they are very like simple way to teach your students, like, okay, these are the methods. If you follow these methods, just you can have access of Google Classroom. So we have to make the instructions. We have to make the uh, written scripts, so that the students can learn easily. Or like it's a process. So while you do all the things, it will be your experience, and it will you will gain more and more experience, more and more things, like, okay, these are the good methods by which you can bring the students towards these platforms or these courses.
Okay, thank you, sir. So another what questions I got, those are already answered regarding practice of yoga, namaste culture. So we have already discussed about those matters. So about this new dimension in Indian culture in education system. These are the topics that were already dealt with. So I think participants highly benefited this session from the box. So in a way, we are now coming to the concluding part of this webinar. So for the last time, I request Dr. Masar to farewell speech now from this webinar, if he wants to say. And thereafter, we shall come to the last part about the vote of thanks or these matters. So Dr. Masar, will you say something at the end? Perhaps Dr. Barma sir is not audible. So, am I audible? Jayanta Kalita?
Yeah, audible.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So now I request Jayanta Kalita, Mr. Jayanta Kalita,
Yes,
to
yes.
carry forward our program. So next part of our it is vote of thanks. So now I request Mr. Jayanta Kalita to begin this part, vote of thanks. Okay, over to Jayanta Kalita.
Thank you. Thank you. Good morning, one and all. It is my pleasant duty to propose vote of thanks. On behalf of the organizing committee, I express my sincere gratitude to Dr. Ubdesh Barma sir for sparing his valuable time to be with us in this beautiful morning as a resource person. Dr. Barma sir is very well known to this audience. He is an eminent academician and has distinguished himself in the field of education and scientific research, not only in this country, but also in USA. I thank you, sir, most heartily for your brilliant presentation on this today's topic. Sir, your presentation was very informative, insightful, and thought-provoking. Sir, you have really enlightened us today. Thank you once again, sir. Next, I would like to thank all the participants of this webinar who have joined different parts of the world. I express my heartfelt thanks to you all for your active participation and support. Without your participation, it was impossible to success this program. I also offer my special thanks to the participants who are from outside our country and help the webinar to become the status of national to international. Next, we are thankful to the principals of the both of the colleges, Dr. Pradip Kumar Sharma sir, Principal, Masbat College, and Mr. Tajem Ali sir, KBR College, for your enthusiastic support and encouragement to organize this webinar. Next, a special thanks to the organizing committee members, Mr. Biziar Baglari, Coordinator, IQSC, Masbat College, Mrs. Kaberi Talukdar Madam, SOD, Assamese, Masbat College, Mr. Gopal Dahal, Assistant Professor of History, Masbat College, Mrs. Swapna Pal Nath, KBR College, Dr. Sinon Nazari from KBR College. Thank you all for your help and support to make this webinar to achieve its goal. And also, I would like to thank Mr. Ornab Setia from Dibrugarh University and Palajuti Nath from Dhekiajuli for all kinds of technical help and support Thank you, Ornav and Palasjoti. At last, but not least, I would like to thank Mr. Inku Natsa, the convener of this webinar from Department of English, Kebia College, who have been continuously doing a lot to make success of this webinar. Thank you, Natsa. With these warm words and a kind message, I hand over the platform to Mr. Inku Nath, sir. Please carry out the next part. Am I audible, sir? Hello? Hello?
Yeah, audible.
Nath, sir? Inku Nath, sir?
Able to listen to
Inku Nath, sir? Your voice is breaking, sir. Nath, sir? Nath, sir? Inku Nath, sir?
So due to poor network,
Your voice is breaking, sir. I request also Mr. Ornav Setia to share the feedback link. Ornav Setia, please share the feedback link among the participants.
Yes, sir. Sir, it is already been shared.
Okay. Inkunath, sir? Okay, there may be some technical issues from the Inkunath sir side. So, Inkunath sir?
now I am getting connected. So am I audible now?
Yeah. Now you are audible.
Okay, in a very short, so I express my thanks and gratefulness and vote of thanks to Mr. Jayanta Kalita for his kind cooperation in this webinar. And along with it, I offer my thanks to all the participants. So now I request, as it is a technical issue with me, so I am not able to express my ideas or express. So I request to carry forward the next session because of network issues. I am not able to connect properly. Frequently, the line is cut. So I'm not able to connect with anyone. I'm not able to listen to the voice of anyone. So I'm quite uncertain whether you are listening to me or not. So frequently it is disconnection. So I request Mr. Jayanta Kolita, if he is able to listen to my voice, to carry forward the remaining part of the meeting. Already we have arrived at the concluding part of the.
Okay. We have understand the technical issues. Thank you, Mr. Inkunath sir. Now we have come to the end of the webinar, and with this we all move to the end of today's webinar. Thank you all for your participation, and I have declared that the session is over and ended. Thank you all.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much to all.
So, okay, thank you. Thank you, Janto Kavita. So are you able to listen to me, my voice? Now? Okay, so did you declare about our next online programs?
Oh, no, you can declare it.
Okay, dear participants. So a declaration from an announcement from us that within a short time, we are going to organize 2 webinars. So one webinar and also the publication of a book. So another webinar international level. So these 2 webinars will be organized shortly. So we shall mention about, or we shall give announcement about these webinars shortly in the WhatsApp group. So I request the participants to stay in the groups, not to leave it instantly. And moreover, a special request from me on behalf of the organizer to the participants that we have so many registrations, more than 1,500 registrations. So every one of you will receive your certificates, especially those who have filled up the feedback form. So you will receive certificates. So please cooperate with us, because we may not be able to provide certificate to everyone instantly. It may take time. So I request all of you to keep patience and cooperate us so that we can send you your participation certificates one by one, and definitely we will send to each and everyone. So in a way, we are now coming to the ending part of this session. So in between it, I could not continue my speech because of network issues. So now I hope you are able to listen to my voice. So at the end, I again offer my thanks to all of you for your active participation in this meeting. And now I declare the official conclusion of this meeting. So till now, all the participants, they were not allowed to express their opinion in their voice. That means their mics were muted. So now request our technical assistant, Mr. Ornav Setia, to unmute all the participants so that they can express their view for a short while. So it will be a comfortable situation for us. So thereafter, we shall conclude our program finally. So that's over to Mr. Ornav Setia.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Uh-huh.
Hello. This is Malaya Barkhan from
Hi.
Susagar. It was a very nice session and very much informative. And thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you to you. So the participants, other participants, if they want to say something now, they can say, so they can unmute themselves now. Okay, then we